Shalom. Call law or praises unto YAHAWAH by SHAM Issachar on God. And I want to touch on a topic dealing with the oil, the 10 virgins, and the wisdom of the oil and trimming your lamp. I don't know what I'm going to title it, but that's what I'm about to get into. Now, without further ado, let me go ahead and get something real quick just to establish what YAHAWASH was speaking on in the 25th chapter. Okay, we want to establish what he was, the interpretation of what he was talking about when he dealt with the oil and 10 virgins. All right, let me get this real quick. So Isaiah chapter 33, verse 6. And wisdom and knowledge shall be the stability of thy times, and strength of salvation. The fear of the Lord is his treasure. The knowledge, the wisdom and understanding shall be the stability of thy times. All right, especially in the times that we're coming into, which is some terrible times, trying times for the nation of Israel. Also, too, dealing with Jacob's trouble. All right, that's spoken of in Jeremiah 30 and 7. Okay. And it says, in strength of salvation, the fear of the Lord is his treasure. Now, this treasure is his knowledge, wisdom, and understanding. All right. And the fear of the Lord is his treasure. Now, there's various precepts dealing with, wisdom is more precious than ointment, gold and silver. So I don't have to get those scriptures, but I am going to get a scripture dealing with that in particular, what was just spoken of. Real quick. Let me get this. This is Psalm chapter 119. And I'm going to get verse, no, it's like 111. My bad. 111. Psalm chapter 111, verse 10. The fear of the Lord. Okay, the fear of the Lord is the beginning of wisdom. You see that? The fear of the Lord is the beginning of wisdom. All right. Ultimately, we have to fear YAHAWAH, who's up in heaven, who runs everything. Okay. It's the beginning of wisdom. A good understanding have all they that do his commandments. His praise endureth forever. It's keeping these laws, statutes, and commandments, and having faith at the same time. Faith without works is dead. Okay. Okay, so that's the beginning of the knowledge, wisdom, and understanding, which ties into the fact that the oil is the knowledge, okay, and the understanding, okay. Now, to prove that point, and actually, let me go ahead and get another precept real quick before I get that one real quick. Let me get this. This is Deuteronomy chapter 4. Salakia. Just pass it up. Deuteronomy chapter 4, verse 30. All right. When thou art in tribulation, and all these things are come upon thee, even in the latter days, because we're in the latter days right now, and tribulation is coming. Tribulation, trying times is coming for the nation of Israel, like I said. Okay. Time of Jacob's trouble. If thou turn to the Lord YAHAWAH, thy power, and shall be obedient unto his voice, for the Lord thy power is a merciful power. For he will not forsake thee, neither destroy thee, nor forget the covenant of thy fathers which he sware unto them. Okay, being obedient unto his voice, being obedient to the law, statutes, and commandments, which, if you're obedient to the law, statutes, and commandments, you fear the Lord, and that's the beginning of the knowledge, wisdom, understanding of this truth. Okay, and we have to fear him, because even in these latter times, like I said, it's going to get real, but we're going to need the Lord. Okay, in that time. Okay, let me get Psalms 19 real quick. All right, this is the book of Psalms 119. Verse 105, okay, proving what the word is. Thy word is a lamp unto my feet and a light unto my path. All right. This also ties into the scripture that, let your light shine. All right. Because that light being shine is the knowledge, wisdom, understanding. Okay. There's, like I said, there's precepts on that too. But I just want to keep it, I'm keeping it, dealing with Matthew, the 25th chapter. Thy word is a lamp unto thy feet. Okay. Because this knowledge, wisdom, understanding is like a lamp. Okay. And a light path unto my path. It guide and it brightens your path. Okay. Let me get something real quick. Just to prove that point real quick. I believe it's Isaiah. Yeah, Isaiah 8 and 20, I believe. Because it's like this word, it says the word is like a lamp and a light unto my path, right? In Psalms 119 and 119 and 105, right? Just get a precept, okay? Because this word is like a light. Isaiah 8 and 20. To the law and to the testimony, if they speak not according to this word, it is because there is no light in them. All right. If you don't speak according to the words of YAHAWAH, the words of the scriptures, the Torah, the gospel, the prophets, and coming in the volume of the book of the word of the Most High, then guess what? There is no light in you. Okay. Just proving that point even more further. Okay, so now that we know that the word is a lamp, let's go to Matthew, the 25th chapter. Okay. All right, this is the book of Matthew, chapter 25, verse 1. Then shall the kingdom of heaven be likened unto 10 virgins, which took their lamps and went forward to meet the bridegroom. The bridegroom is the salvation, is the Lord, man. All right. When the Lord comes back. And 5 of them were wise and 5 of them were foolish. They that were foolish took their lamps and took no oil with them. But the wise took oil in their vessels with their lamps. Okay. So there were five of each. There was 10 virgins. 5 of them were wise, 5 of them were foolish. Okay. One took oil and 5 of them took oil, 5 of them used it all up. Okay. While the bridegroom tarried, they all slumbered and slept. And at midnight there was a cry made, behold, the bridegroom cometh, go ye out to meet him. Then all those virgins arose and trimmed their lamps. Okay. And the foolish said unto the wise, give us of your oil, for our lamps are gone out. And also too, when you deal with the virgins, and I should have brought this out a couple moments ago, is dealing, when you go into Revelations 14 and 4, that's speaking of the ones that are not defiled with the affairs of this life, that came back to the knowledge, wisdom, and understanding of this truth of being a Hebrew Israelite, and coming back into this knowledge and this fold into the nationality. Okay. That it's not talking about actually being defiled with women, it's being defiled with these philosophies. Okay. For our lamps are gone out. Or let me reread that. Chapter 25, verse 7. Then all those virgins arose and trimmed their lamps. Okay. Because the bridegroom was coming. That salvation was coming. That cry was called. And the foolish said unto the wise, give us of your oil, for our lamps are gone out. All right. And it was gone out because they used it all up. They were not wise. They didn't have the proper discernment. Okay. But the wise answered, saying, not so, lest there be not enough for us and you, but go ye rather to them that sell and buy for yourselves. And while they went to buy, the bridegroom came, and they that were ready went in with him to the marriage, and the door was shut. And why was that? Because, and why was that? Because there was the five that were wise took their time. And this is in this time, this is translating to this time period right now. The parable is dealing with the time period that we're in right now. Excuse me, Salakia. You have brothers in this truth, in particular the brothers that do this work in our we're constantly looking at the times, right? We have to be vigilant and consistent and wise in this time period and knowing what times we in. So, especially brothers that are really pushing this work out, doing this work, we have, and even if you're not doing the work, knowing what time you're in, okay, knowing what is about to take place. So we have to be vigilant, and we have to have that wisdom in this truth. We can't just, a lot of times brothers think this is a fad, think this is just something that you're just gonna call yourself now because you found the knowledge, but you're not really trying to excel and trying to understand it, or getting the full knowledge, wisdom, and understanding. You know what I'm saying? There's a measure to every brother and sister. You know what I'm saying? But in particular, like brothers and whatnot, there's a measure that you're not going to overtake. But at the same time, you're supposed to keep constantly striving. And that's what trimming the lamp is. And now dealing with the layer of brothers like me and other brothers in this truth, we have to strive to do more. We have to strive also to be vigilant and understand and be constantly looking at the prophecies and the current events, because because the door was shut on these 5 virgins because they didn't trim their lamp. They didn't do what was necessary in terms of pushing this truth out. They weren't vigilant of the times. They weren't meditating on the prophecies like the scriptures tell us to. And they were caught off guard. All right. And the other 5 were vigilant. They were diligent. They were consistent. And they were taken up in that bridegroom, which is that salvation of chariot. Okay. That's what it's particularly going into. All right. And let me read verse 11. Afterward came also other virgins saying, Lord, Lord, open to us. But he answered and said, Verily I say unto you, I know you not. Watch therefore, for ye know neither the day nor the hour wherein the Son of Man cometh. Okay, so that's why we have to be vigilant. We have to be be keeping watch of the times, especially brothers that are doing this work that want to be a part of that 144,000. Okay, or even just being a part of the 1/3. Okay, and I'm gonna get a scripture real quick, because this in particular dealing with those 5 virgins that that weren't brought up in the bridegroom, which that bridegroom is gonna be those salvations from above, and I'm gonna do a lesson on it. Speaking of the chariots and YAHAWASH being the savior to take them. All right, take them up. But yeah, let me get this real quick. I believe it's Proverbs 20. Let me get this. Proverbs chapter 20. Yeah, Proverbs chapter 21 and verse 20. Okay. And remember this, this word is like our treasure, right? And the fear of the Lord is our treasure, right? Proverbs chapter 21, verse 20. There is treasure to be desired and oil in the dwelling of the wise. And this is the knowledge, wisdom, understanding. This wisdom. I mean, this word being the wisdom. All right. And also too, dealing with this truth. Okay. This is delicate. All right. But a foolish man spendeth it up. Yeah, the foolish man spendeth it up because sometimes you deal with, there's layers to that, because there's brothers that'll try to gain this knowledge too fast. And there's examples of this, Even with us, we had to deal with, you might gain this truth too fast and feel like they're on a level. You know what I'm saying? And then they crash and burn and bug the hell out. All right. And then there's also too the aspect of not being vigilant and using it all up, which is getting all the knowledge, but not putting it, not doing nothing with it, not letting your light shine. Okay. That's why, you know, we have to steadily pace ourselves properly in this truth, man, because you don't want to burn out and you don't want to be caught off guard. Okay. Now let me just go back to Matthew chapter 25 real quick, and I'm gonna end on this. Matthew chapter 25 verse 13, because the scripture I just read is what happened to these the 5 virgins that were not wise and that were foolish. All right, a foolish man would spend it all up. Okay. Verse 13. Watch therefore, for ye know neither the day nor the hour wherein the Son of Man cometh. Okay, so we have to be vigilant. We have to constantly do this work. If you a brother that's a priest, prophet, or elder, constantly do this work diligently and vigilantly, and constantly looking for these prophecies and these times in hastening the day by doing this work and by putting yourself out there as a living sacrifice unto YAHAWAH, YAHAWASH for the work, because we want to make it up out here and get out of this captivity. All right. Now, with that said, I hopefully brothers and sisters was edified. This is Rayabya Bangad. Much love to the brothers and sisters in this truth, and the priests, prophets, and elders that are pushing this word out sincerely and truthfully and valiantly for the Most High and His Son YAHAWASH. That said, Shalom.